just picking 2 people and going for the tag team titles. Was just so much fun. And they tried to sort of rewrite the ship with Revenge, which I liked, but I didn't like it as good as the original. You just had, you know, I think it was a roster of almost 100 wrestlers. Like there was a lot of people on the roster. Plus, you could sort of edit people's attire. You could make them dress different ways and all that good stuff. Or you could also create guys that looked like other people. Was it?
Yeah. I think WCW
go.
versus NWO World Tour was kind of more basic.
I
don't think you could. I think you could choose different things
Maybe
to
you
wear,
could.
but I don't think you could actually really edit.
Well, there you go.
Be wrong. Whatever.
Fuck.
World Tour is better than Revenge.
World Tour was a better game than Revenge. So like I say, it might piss Mr. McMahon off a little bit. I think I'm safe. I don't think he's ever going to see this video. But WCW versus NWO World Tour, you are in the Donkey Punch Central Hall of Fame.
It's a revolutionary game. I mean, they were firing. The developers were firing on all cylinders back then. The N64 had the greatest wrestling games of all time.
Right.
Personally, my favorite wrestling game is actually the I think it was WWE. No, was it WWF?
No, it was still WWF at that time.
At the time? The
WrestleMania 2000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. I thought it was a better game, but WCW versus NWO had a certain charm, and it was the first one of its type. And the roster was by far the best roster of any wrestling game.
Mm-hmm.
For the reasons Justin said. You know, the game now, outdated.
Oh, God, yeah.
But
absolutely.
It was one of the games I played a lot. It was part of the GoldenEye WCW combination. Hold on one second. No! That was my stepdad.
Nice.
I mean,
From
my butler.
all the way over there.
All the way.
Thank you, Jeeves. You can go now.
Yeah. Ask Jeeves. Remember
Jeeves.
that?
That's actually the Jeeves from
That's
Ask
Jeeves.
Dude's unemployed now, and now he's working for us.
Yep. We're not paying
Donkey
him.
Punch Central is taking over the world like M1 Global. But yes, WCW vs. NWO World Tour, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Consider yourself Donkey Punched.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I know.
There you go, that's nice.
Alright, so my next one, I'm going to go back to the regular Nintendo, the old NES.
We strayed away from Nintendo for a little too long, now we're back in.
I know, we're not Nintendo fanboys. It
No,
just so happens that, honestly, the Nintendo and Super Nintendo especially, well, the Super Nintendo was my favorite system of all time. I think yours was like PlayStation, wasn't it?
Yeah, the original PlayStation.
But I mean, Super Nintendo was my favorite of all time. And you gotta keep in mind a lot of these things where, like, me and my brother playing together, and as much of a douchebag as he is, it was fun. So, yeah, Chris,
I'm not saying anything.
You're a douchebag.
You still like me.
And if you flew home, I'd beat you up. Actually, we just play video games. So come home. But yeah, my next one, River City Ransom. Possibly my favorite side-scrolling beat-em-up game of all time. A couple Christmases ago, I actually bought this for Chris, and we came down after the presents were open, and we played it for like 6 hours and beat it. Just straight. We just sat down like, all right, it's on again. We hadn't played it in so long.
But you're actually saying quite an awful lot to say it's your favorite side-scrolling beat, because there's a lot of good side-scrolling beat.
Back in that day, there was a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Just don't see it much anymore.
No.
Sucks.
Fuck you guys. Fuck video game developers.
You know, make something that isn't a first-person shooter once in a while. I know it's risky business, but you know what? Fuck it. Anyway, whatever.
Maybe a good MMA game. We'll talk about that later, too.
River City Ransom. You know, side-scrolling beat 'em up where they actually puke when you beat them up. It comes down on the screen. It says like puke. That's always classy. But what's kind of cool about it is it's not a complicated game. The fighting system isn't. It's a Nintendo game. You had 2 buttons, so it can't be that complicated. But you know what?
It was for him.
It was for me because I'm dumb. But I mean, not for a normal person. You know.
Like.
Yeah, and luckily I had Big Brother to show me the ropes because I couldn't have figured it out myself. But The game mixes slight RPG elements in it, and that's what I always thought was cool. I mean, you could buy weapons and stuff,
Right.
or not weapons, techniques, and all that, and then you could walk around, you could beat people up and pick up weapons. You know, I wish they would remake River City Ransom. It's just a fun beat 'em up with the slight RPG elements. I think that's what kind of makes it, and just the like the art design of it. I mean, obviously it's only a Nintendo game, but just the way the characters are like made and stuff, like the sprites. Actually, it's a lot like the Super Dodgeball sprites.
Okay.
I don't know what company makes both these games, so I'm starting to think it was the same company. But whatever.
Could be.
Just a great game.
Look it up for us.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments below
We're
the video.
lazy.
We're not going to look this stuff up. We've forgotten. We already forgotten we said it. So
What was I talking about?
I don't know. Something about Stalin. That's an inside joke, too.
Il Mitch.
Il Mitch.
With skill, he is rich. Yeah, so... What was on? Oh, yeah. River City Ransom.
Wow. The funny part about that wasn't a joke.
No, that wasn't
he
a
actually
joke.
forgot what one.
I was going to say Super Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Super Dodgeball, you have been donkey punched. And so have you, River City Ransom.
All right. So I'm kind of stuck between two. My last two are RPGs. I guess I'll go with this one. This is an RPG that tends to get shit on a little bit.
Especially, I do it too.
He does it too.
Kinda.
When honestly, I thought this was quite an achievement for a company that at that time wasn't known as a great game developer. It was known for a great game system, but wasn't really known as a great game developer. I am talking about Legend of Dragoon. I consider Legend of Dragoon one of the most underrated RPGs, video games even, just straight one of the most underrated video games of all time. I thought it was a great RPG, had a fantastic story, had a battle system that was not, it wasn't, oh my god, this is such a great thing or anything, but it sort of avoided the little, like, okay, I'm going to hit my button, and I can basically put my controller down now and watch my character do what they're going to do. You actually, it wasn't totally involved, you just had to keep hitting a button at the right time, but it kind of kept the gamer a little more awake. For whatever reason, I played this game and totally fell in love with it. I wouldn't put it on the level of a lot of the Final Fantasies, but which we've just talked about, and we won't talk about anymore. Legend of Dragoon, I thought it was a fantastic game. Big ups to Sony Entertainment for developing the game, as well as putting it out on your system.
It's a cult game. I've seen some love for it. I don't know. I'm not gonna diss it. It just didn't do it for me, because if I was to sit here and diss it when it was being inducted into the Hall of Fame, that would be like beating someone up when they won the Nobel Peace Prize. It's like, hey.
That was actually a really cool analogy. I like that. You should use that more often.
I was thinking of it.
Nice.
That's all I got. Legend of Dragoon.
Ooh.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Legend of Dragoon. You have been donkey punched.
I let him say it that time.
I'm not gonna say it anymore. So that's it.
All right. What kind of crappy game are you putting in for your fifth one?
For my fifth one, and this, outside of the Metal Gear series, outside of the Metal Gear games, is possibly my favorite game of all time.
Yep, I can see where that comes from. It's pretty high on my list too.
It's a Sony PlayStation game. See, I moved on from the, the 16-bit.
We both did.
Yeah, we moved on. So I'll end it with a PlayStation 1. Sorry, PS2 and whatever the other
you just
systems.
Didn't make
you could have been on
games.
it. There were great games for those systems. The next generation. It's just, we could only pick 5. And there's like 80, 100, 200 games I could have picked.
I hope we keep doing this, because there's so many games that we're sliding by only picking 5.
Yeah, I know.
But
yeah, Parasite Eve, the RPG that everyone overlooked.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was the second PlayStation game I played. I remember I got a PlayStation. I beat FF7. I rented Parasite Eve, and I loved it.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good lineup to start with for a system.
Oh, I know. I played like arguably two of the best